The theme of this book may be summed up in 4 or 5 points. The first one, it deals with the genesis of Ba Alwis clan and their migration to Africa, Southeast Asian countries, including Malabar, that started from the 16th century onwards. Actually, they came to Malabar during the first quarter of the 18th century. And the second point is how did the people of Malabar respond or react to the arrival of this Tangal or Syed families or saints from Hadramaut. You know, the people received them well and regarded them as their spiritual, religious, as well as political leaders during that period. Among the 4 Ba Alwis Sayyids of Malabar, the last 2, Syed Tangal and Syed Fazl Tangal, lived in colonial Malabar. Therefore, there is a need to chalk out an action plan against the evil designs of colonialism in Malabar. So I think that is the relevance and significance of the hectic political activities actually organized and conducted and in a sense led by the Ba Alwis, particularly Syed Tangal and his son Syed Fazl in Malabar. The fourth point regarding this matter is this: because of the direct or indirect involvement of Syed Fazl Tangal in the 19th century Mappila anti-colonial revolts and rebellions, he was expelled to Arabia in the year 1852. And during that time, that year, actually he was just 28 years old. And that means during the prime of his life, he was forced to leave his mother country and settled in Arabia. But when he went to Arabia, you know, the leaders as well as the people of Arabia received him well, and they made him the Amir of Sufar, a province of South Arabia. And after some time, he went to Constantinople, the capital of the then Ottoman Empire, and met sultans like Abdul Hamid II, and he acted as a chief advisor as well as a minister of his cabinet. And during that period, he got a golden opportunity to interact with world famous Islamic scholars and thinkers like Sayyid Jamaluddin Afghani and others. And you can see that even after his exile from Malabar to Arabia, the colonial masters were always watching his activities, and they were not ready to permit either him or his descendants to return to Malabar during that period or even after his demise. Fearing that his presence in Malabar would inaugurate another series of revolts and anti-colonial revolts and rebellions in Malabar. So actually what happened, that is the history proved that the exiled Syed Fazl Tangal was more powerful than the Tangal lived in Malabar. And now the regional character and regional atmosphere of history actually disappeared, and Syed Fazl turned and grew as a international personality, and he attained and enjoyed various positions under the Ottoman rule. That was what happened. So this work clearly traces the origin of Ba Alwis in Arabia and their settlement in Malabar, and the reasons behind people's approval to their activities and approval to their leadership. And similarly, among the Ba Alwis, Syed Fazl attained topmost position because of his scholarship, because of his intellectual ability and his leadership quality, as well as his ability to lead the people, as well as to solve their mundane problems, and similarly to guide them in spiritual matters. These activities were continued even after his exile from Malabar to Arabia and Constantinople. I want to say something about the sources that which I had consulted to complete or to prepare this work. Firstly, as I noted earlier, these sages were the staunch enemies of European colonialism. Therefore, their history and their contributions to Kerala culture and Kerala society was actually distorted and presented in black colors by the colonial authors as well as colonial rulers. If we go through the archival records, these personalities were depicted or as bigots, fanatics, and antisocial elements, as well as biased, narrow-minded priests. But the actual history, which was recorded in local narrations, like compiled in Arabic Malayalam sources, as well as Arabic sources, and similarly the memory of senior citizens of Malabar clearly tell us the picture was entirely distorted. The history was completely distorted by the colonial rulers and authorities to serve their own purpose. Therefore, I think there is a need to have a fresh look to the history, life and career of Syed Fazl Tangal as well as his predecessors. That necessity actually prompted me to take up this task. And this work is prepared on the basis of archival sources as well as local sources in Arabic Malayalam, Arabic, and memories of the people. On the basis of these things,